Hello, hello, hello. You will notice I thought about the microphone this time, before I actually started stream. How you doing, everybody? It's been a while since I've been streaming. And yeah, we're doing something in the sketchbook today, I decided. On this page then. Because, you see, let me put that over here for now. You know, I've got a giant desk and no space. Also, I did put my little sprites from the YouTube videos in here today, because for one, I didn't feel like pointing a camera at myself today, and for another, I wasn't about to get out my other camera to have the top-down view and then use this camera as a face cam. So, yeah. So, this week, I got an art book. The art book for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. You may know that I love this game. Same with the first game, I love that one too. And in here they had... yeah, okay, you see it better like that. In here you can see they had some previous iterations of the cover, and let me just go on further a little bit. Well, okay, we'll take this one. So this was the key artwork that was actually used on the cover art, Steam page, and everywhere else, a lot in advertising and stuff. And this was the art that is on the special edition, the steelbook case, and I've got that one. And I like it, I like the colors. Well, I love this one. Hey Reza, how you doing? Yeah, I usually just start stream and let everybody gather for a while there, and then I go live when I got myself something to drink. There. And everybody is here. So yeah, I like this one. I like this one a lot. I like the colors, like the contrast of Henry with the backgrounds, and I love the explanation. Specifically that there was a clear visual language in medieval art, specifically the illuminated Bibles and stuff. Oh yeah, also make sure the stream isn't paused. Hadn't thought of that. And gold especially was very much reserved for saints, anything holy and sacred and stuff. Specifically for the halo around people, which you're not seeing a whole lot of. Yeah, pausing stream, that is something that can happen, indeed. And blue is also something that was very difficult to produce. So it was a very expensive color. So they did use that, you know, to illustrate only the most good, not most good, yeah. Some of the more important things. But here it's also used just to make Henry pop out of the page, because, you know, they are contrasting colors. Not quite in the purple range, but close enough. And I like this idea. So I want to do something like that in here, but with my OCs. So we've got the inspiration, we've got the sketchbook, we've got the artx markers, which will be part of step number 2. Because as you can see, there's a bit of ghosting on this page, because I used some alcohol markers here and also had a heavy use of some brush markers here that are water-based. So we'll cover everything up nicely with the artx markers, because they are acrylic-based. There, it says as much. Whoa, yeah. The lighting will not let you read that. Yeah. Alright, that much for what we're going to do today. Now let me clear off the table so that I can actually use this. So, using my Cintiq as a book stand now. Because this thing was so expensive, it can fulfill multiple purposes as well. And then we are going to get started with something from in here. I have so many things in here, I probably need to just go through this. And sort through everything just to see which of the stuff I might want to put elsewhere. Okay, yeah. This one's empty now. So yeah, this is an assortment of pencils to sketch with. What's the matter, Razor? I'm just wondering, there used to be an orange grip thing on here. Did I? Oh, I remember I got rid of that one because it got old and dried up and broke. So yeah, let's not use these. And I wonder, did I have 2H or HB in here? Looks like 2H. That's well, Razor, I'm not doing requests at the moment. Just going to do something in the sketchbook. Now let's see. You are a 2H, so you are. Oh, I've got 0 preparation today. Isn't that nice? Well, by 0 I mean like 5%. Might also want to sketch in red, not necessarily in green. Or in this one. You know what, let's just keep it at these. And I think I might also want to replace this one. So, you know, I got this eraser holder, I want to say about 10 years ago. This is the first time I actually switched the eraser. I don't really have a favorite medieval helmet, because I don't know. I think they all look kind of dumb. I mean, they're not necessarily made for looks, but more to protect everybody, or well, at least their heads. And yeah, specifically when playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, I do the not recommended thing and don't wear a helmet. Nope, nope, nope. Got a different idea of how we are going to do this. I'm going over here and I'm just going to do some thumbnails first. Yeah, hiding headpieces is also a version of that, but I tend to play without any kind of mods, and Kingdom Come Deliverance doesn't have it inbuilt to hide the helmets, specifically during cutscenes, because I generally find Henry looks really, really funny in a hat. Well, not necessarily a hat, a helmet specifically. Might need her a bit more center. Yeah, there are mods for that you can get, but generally speaking, I play without them. The only mod I currently have in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is one that modifies Pebbles' mane and tail. Because I wanted them to be braided and they wouldn't give me an in-game option to do that. Could be that it is there now, I haven't booted up the game in a while. I know, I'm a fake fan. But they did add a new DLC a couple of days ago, I want to say about a week ago. And with that DLC they also added horse racing, and maybe there are different grooming options there, and then I could just forego the mods entirely. Yeah, now if anything we need to position the people a bit more in the center. Okay, yeah, sorry for going silent here. I'm not used to streaming and, you know, drawing to and talking anymore. I'm in the zone. It's happened more than once this week. It's kind of interesting to really have the energy to do stuff again. This has been a rather rare occurrence lately. Okay, now maybe I'll pull this one up a little bit. So they do have a bit of let me pull this down. Okay, yeah, now you can see it. They do have a bit of an arch here, and there's a bit of writing there. So this part is not necessarily something that I want to replicate one-to-one. Like the entire art thing is not necessarily something I want to replicate one-to-one. It's just an inspiration. And oh, sorry. Yeah, so for the background, there are some elements there, and I kind of feel like we could use Nivan's little dust particles to make these a bit more interesting. Same with Kasim's stripes, given that he is like a reverse zebra. And just go a bit with the twin moon theme that I've kind of got going on. So the other idea would be if we were to expand this a little bit, like not make it square, but have something taped off on both sides. I guess we could do a bit more vegetation down here and behind her. So, but what kind of vegetation? Let me open up. Sorry. The Pinterest. Again, I have a giant desk here and no space. It's a thing. I mean, I guess you could have infinite desk space and still have no space. anywhere. Well, you know what? I've got another idea. I'm just going to get a book real quick. So, this is Floriography by Jessica Rue. I absolutely love this book. It is so pretty, so beautiful, and so informative, but specifically pretty and beautiful and awesome. So this was about the flower language, I think specifically, yeah, the Victorian flower language. So we are going to look up some flowers now. And we'll probably start back here. So we could get started on. But the good thing about this book is they all sorted alphabetically. I could go with these. I need more things to use as bookmarks. And then you just need to know which way the alphabet goes. Which should be easy, because all of these are alphabetically too. What does monk's hood look like? So, let's just have a look at what you could pair these with. Let's see about larkspur. Right. So, whoops. These look kind of similar-ish. Except for the leaves. These are a bit more frayed, so to speak. So I don't know if the microphone is picking that one up, but somebody just took a while to park their car on the street, going back and forth and back and forth. I still have the balcony door opened because both kitties do enjoy the nice sunny balcony days. I mean, we had rain earlier, so yeah. Oh yeah, the boobies. They are saying, beware, there are cats nearby. And they might actually get you and eat you. Okay, yeah, I don't know if we go for any specific plant. It's not really inspiring me. Maybe some forget-me-nots to get some blue into the foreground, but otherwise, yeah. They already got Larry. They did indeed get Larry. Poor Larry. ABP. Are you free from meetings? So we go with this kind of plant shapes. These be plants. Fine, it was one of the most funny meetings of all time. How much sarcasm is in that statement? The good thing is, going with acrylic markers, I just need to wait until they are dry and I can layer different ones on top. So we can do this. Now the question is, will we start in the background or in the foreground? First, I need some washi tape. Yes, Elise? Yeah, that's like you. Wanna come up? Listen, sweetie, I know for a fact you had dinner 30 minutes ago and a snack in between that probably tasted like chicken. Just about 2 hours before that. Well, that's a very fair deal, don't you think? Yeah, no, what are they thinking? Okay. Got this. And then they flipped it last second and said, wait, we can... That is still less than you would usually charge though, so... Huh? Come on, there we go. Expect this to be a nothing deal that never amounts to anything. I couldn't put my finger on why, but... yeah. The only thing they did today was waste everybody's time, including their own. Sweeties, are you okay? Thought for a moment I heard hissing outside. I was probably wrong, because they're both sitting nicely on the balcony. I'm effectively paying. If they do some recruitment and they interest some students our way, we could do it for less, but we need to run marketing and everything else. Oh, I'm sorry, Jen. Fridays are always the hardest days of the week. I wasn't having a very peachy day at work either today. I briefly thought about not streaming, but I've not been live for a while. I wanted to break the curse of the month of May. And just get going with this. I'm trying to get all the work done for next week's. PP, I would like to take days off too. And I can, because I got them all approved already. Yeah, next week is going to be a fun week. 2 days of work, 5 days of weekend. As everything should be, all the time. Yeah, thank you, Jen. I generally enjoy streaming a lot. It's just always this going live, that first step. That's always the hardest. And I mean, I try to tell myself, if I really don't have it in me that day, I can take the day off, yes, but I could also just stream for like an hour or so and then, you know, just move on. But I kind of wanted to break the curse of May, where I haven't streamed a single day in May so far. Imagine being in a place that has some worker protections, yeah. And then imagine having a chancellor who wants to undermine all of these worker protections because, and I quote, the Germans are all way too lazy. Specifically the young people. And I'm not sure if I'm part of the young people anymore or not. But I still feel offended. Yes, Jen, you can eat worker protection. Specifically when it is in form of a book, you can actually eat it. It won't taste all that well, but you could theoretically eat it. Yes, look at my hands doing art things. Look at my stubby little fingers. The trope of lazy Germans? Yeah, that's known worldwide. The only thing people know about Germany is that we are all lazy bums. And like, yeah, unions have gotten really strong here in the past couple of decades, and honestly, that's for the best, I think. And I mean, the other thing is, there simply is a deficit of young people. Because 20 years ago, people weren't reproducing all that well. Must have been something in the air, or in the water, or in the food, you know? So, we're just not getting a lot of new people at the moment, and that's just as it is. You can't do anything about that by telling people they are lazy. Anyone under 60 is the young people. Okay, I am one of the young peoples. Oh, yeah. See, they can't technically do that here, but theoretically, if they wanted to bully you so long that you just quit on your own, that's still their prerogative. You could try to fight that by saying you are being bullied, but... well, let's just say that's a lengthy battle, and at that point, are you really trying to stay in the company? Will you be happy there? I mean, today at work, I made a mistake and told another coworker something, and they got, well, not necessarily yelled at, but talked too sternly for that. And I mean, I did own up to it and just said, hey, that was my mistake. I looked at the wrong thing there. So, yeah, this was my thing. I'm sorry, but do not yell at them, please. But it still didn't feel good to see that other coworker getting the stern talking to, since they are already kind of on the not liked list. At least it would seem that, like that. Okay, now that arm is too long. This looks better. Okay, now I'm not happy with how this braid is going, so... Let's erase it from existence once more. You know, I wasn't starting my work yet, so I've been able to tolerate work slightly more, but also doing this thing where I don't check my email often. I just focus on my own work and not other people's work. It's been great. That's awesome. And I mean, yeah, if the workouts also help to get in a better headspace, specifically. Because, yeah, exercise does help. Now, where do I get the time and energy for that? Where do I need to sign up to have that? But yeah, if it helps and you manage to do it regularly, that's awesome. Pressing thumbs for you. I mean, I know a lot of people here in Germany who just say, if I'm just CC'd in an email, that means it is, at best, an info for me and not necessarily something I need to do anything about. So anything where I'm just in CC, I'm getting the rule implemented that it is marked as read and put into a separate folder in Outlook right away. So that's a lot less email stuff right away. I've been very old, man, in bed. CBP, I do that all the time. Generally, I do not have a problem with that, specifically not these days, because it is already light out in the mornings. Yeah, so getting up was pretty easy in this week, but I'm 90% sure that's because of the light, not because of the work. Kind of wish I had a standing desk option at work. Well, I'm lucky in that I do have that at work, but currently not at home. I would love to convert this one into a standing desk, but it is a really, really long piece of wood here. I don't quite remember how long. It could be 2 meters, 60 centimeters. Yeah, it's been a long one. And I got so much stuff on this that I'm not sure if it would be like a little bit too much. There is, however, the option to convert this one perhaps into a standing desk eventually. Oops. But right now I also kind of just want to save up some money so I could go through with that whole reducing hours at work thing eventually. And I want to just say, I want to save money. Well, it didn't work out all that well. And then I did go on a music buying spree today, because I went into Spotify, just looked at all the playlists I've had there, and just looked if I could. Didn't break the. Oh, it's just a treat. I mean, to be fair, it was like, I think like 74 cents per marker, so they were really cheap. They were having a sale on Amazon for another 15% off, and the general price was 89 or 88 euros. So definitely more affordable than Copics, so yeah, but then a lot of things are more affordable in Copics. Before I would reducing hours and get a second offer. BP. I already have, well, I already have a second and third job. I technically have, oh, how many hats do I have on, or how many jobs do I have in a trench coat? I'm an artist. I'm a social media manager for myself. I'm a shop owner, so basically a small business. I'm the person who goes to shows a couple times a year. I stock my own inventory and stuff. I'm a cat mom. Need to keep the house sort of in order. I succeed sometimes at that. Not often, but sometimes. So yeah, I got more jobs. But technically, currently the day job is paying for this job. So and yeah, I like them. They're pretty nice to work with. Like, this little thing here was really cool to do. The one thing I noticed pretty early on, I did use 3 different markers to do the gray of the mountains there. First I used a pretty light purple and thought that might work really well, but it didn't have the contrast that I liked. So I got a darker gray. And the purple was still, well, it wasn't quite dry, but yeah, it was about touch dry, but not quite yet. And then they mixed a bit, so you still really need to wait for them. And I'm not good with that in watercolor, so that's going to be a fun one with these markers. If it's less than $1 per piece, that doesn't count. Doesn't count, no! Thanks, I'll quickly nip over and help you set up. So the next show is on, oh, let me get a calendar. Right, got a calendar on my phone. Because I need to know which days are the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. July, wait, yeah, there. July 11, 12, and 13 this year. That's when the next show is. It's a 3-day show and goes from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. So it's gonna be a long one. Fortunately, it is relatively close by, like it is in the yeah, I think Leipzig is bigger than Dresden. No passport yet. That is sad. Let me see. I've got another one in September. But when in September? I've not been good about keeping this up. Oh, that's Comic Invasion. That was earlier. Leipzig Art Days. September 20 and 21. Just when I'm back from Bohemia. Gonna take a labyrinth here, so I'll be back in a bit. Origin, enjoy your walk. So yeah, September is when I have another show. And then maybe, if those people will ever get back to me, I have another one in October. And then next year I will have a pause on shows because 4 in a year is probably a bit much. 3 in a year is kind of a lot already. So, okay, we will have to put blue in there first. a bit in front of her over here. And go up to like yay high. Got a conference in early September, but my passport should have arrived. Yeah, so September 12th till that weekend after, sort of. I will be first with family, because we've got another birthday in the family, and then concert with my mom. And after that, I'm skipping off to Bohemia for a couple days, and then I have to show in Leipzig. And then I have 2 weeks off to recover from everything. I'm very much looking forward to those 2 days off. Not 2 days, 2 weeks. So also, I'm going to scooch over this particular one. So Oktoberfest, BP. I do not want to be among the masses that are just drunk the entire time. You can go tavern hopping. See, the thing with the Oktoberfest is they have a dedicated space for that in Munich. And then you've got 4 big festival tents there for the 4 big breweries of Munich. So it's not necessarily a tavern hopping thing. The other thing is basically, I want to say like 2 hours into the Oktoberfest, you will have the first kind of schnapps corpses everywhere. Because people know no limit. Specifically not their limits. So also, we need to make the keel just a little bit thicker. There we go. We need to erase this knife. It never existed. It is gone. Go a little bit lower with the hair. Might have been a little bit big. Well, then maybe she's got hairspray somewhere. Sweeties, what are you doing? You doing good? Yeah? Okay. Probably just jumped down from somewhere. I just heard the loud sound. That was not something I needed to be concerned about. Alright, I'm thinking that perhaps the braid is a little bit too long. Let's take one of the segments out. There we go. She just got a haircut. I'm thinking we might be able to put this just a little bit further after all. That's the cool thing about washi tape. You can just take it off, put it elsewhere again. Although I'm not sure how well it will still stick there. Now I need to turn this hand a little bit. Okay, and I'm not a fan of how the arm looks here. That is foreshortening gone wrong. Let's just see. Okay. If Nevan could smile, as in if he did have enough of his facial features left, or enough of the fox's facial features left, he would be smiling a very wild smile. So the other thing I will likely be doing is that once all the colors are laid down later on, I might also go over everything again and then ink it. The fine liners go on top of the acrylic layer really, really well, so that does strike me as a thing I could do. So I need to remember that, whoa, yeah. Need to remember that her belts do have buckles. I need to remember to put them in. And put them in on the right part. Alright, BP, get something to eat. Food is important. Muy importante. Maybe we need to do something about the break. Still, doesn't quite align with what I need here. The question is, do we go like this, or maybe like this and then just have Kasim and Wallace down here? I think it might be more realistic to have it down here. And then Ayera's cloak just fills the space up here. Okay. How do I want to go about Kasim? Maybe more like this, yeah. So, but with ears turned back, with ears turned forward. Attentive or resentful? Which one are we gonna go with? Great, welcome back, Jen. So ears back and looking disgruntled. Yeah, I think that works best for Kasim over here. The lag for working remotely is so rate inducing. Oh, what kind of lag? Your systems, are they like really slow? Needing like a manual connections basically? I mean, I did tell an external accountant this week that sometimes it feels like we are faster if we just print something out and walk to the other room to show it to people than just send it via email. Because that takes long. Alright, and then the whole twin moon thing. I'm so bad at drawing circles. Might have to get a cup or something. That might work for the inner circle at least. Something with more of a diameter. Ha ha ha. Inner side, and now I need something even bigger than this. How do you look? Maybe a little bit too big. How about you on the inside? Yep, that works. So, candle, you need to come out. There we go. And now we can clean this up a bit. Like, Wallace's face needs some cleaning. I'm not fond of that eye shape. How dare that co-worker distract you? Welcome back, BP. Yeah, okay. Just need to double check which direction this hand is gonna go. Thinking I want to finish KCD tomorrow. Ooh, are you ready for the hard break? I'm gonna be ready at all. Oh, I gotta lie, that final scene with Radzik and Henry, that gets me all the time. Oh. I think got some stuff on here when I put that candle glass down here, but that's okay. Let's do some color selection. Been getting hella fan of Henry and Hans, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. We like Henry and Hans in this household. They're just too cute together. This one could work. Where do I have my handy dandy swatch cards? Right here, I have them. So let's see. I want to go with some warmer yellows for sure, so 03, you can go back in here. We do not need you. 05, we do not need you either, you're basically green. C9, where are you? 10, well 10 you're very, very, and I'm gonna keep you for now. C09, there you are. 5, yeah. Alright, we might go C17, that one is okay to go with. What I want to know is why are you in here and you in there? See, here is something really interesting. I did put a couple of things out of the fridge the other day that I need to get rid of, but they're in glass containers, so I need to scrape them out and put the glass into a separate trash bag, because there's different collection for glass containers and stuff. And there were 2 containers of about the same size, and one of them is gone. I was there this morning, and I have not found it again. I do not know where the kitties put it. So I'm asking myself, who sorted these things? This one we can take too. And why are they all out of order? Okay, yes. C13 is this one. Yeah, we can take that one as well. Okay, do we have any others? Could be going with 50A and C50. The other thing I want to know is who made up this naming scheme. Like, so they do send you this handy dandy sticker sheet with all the labels for these things. I have not yet found out if I'm supposed to put them on the marker or just use that as a swatching help. But I have it. So, and down here you see something like 55A, 55, C55. Now, somebody tell me why there is a letter behind the 55 here, but in front of the 55 over there. Who came up with this naming and labeling scheme? I have some words I would like to exchange. So for the S colors down here, they all make perfect sense because those are the colors from the skin color set. So you get an S in front for technically a skin color. And what does the C stand for? Because at first I thought it might be like being a cooler version of the color. But then you have 45 and C45, and C45 is definitely not cooler but warmer. So, I have words. Yes, A is apple based. I see. I see. C with an S, not with a C. Stands for chocolate, yeah. The fun thing is though, none of the C colors look like chocolate. But also look at these 2 colors over here, the gold and the silver. Just glittering in the light, being very metallic and reflective. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to pick out were the blues. The blues that we've caught. So, 80 is a good base blue, I would say. It's a bit desaturated and I like that. I mean, over here in my inspiration, they did use pretty saturated blues, but as a base color, something more desaturated. It works well enough. Yeah, the Artex markers are acrylic based. Let's see if the lighting, let's just see that there. Acrylic marker, it won't really focus on that. There. It's bigger here. So, got a base blue. Then C39 for something a little bit lighter. How much lighter though? There, now you kiss. I'm not sure that will be that much lighter, so we just go with 39 rather than C39. Oh, why is 38? Yes. There. Compared to Posca, I've never tried Posca markers, but Poscas do have a bullet nib, and bullet nibs generally are rough on paper. Okay, and 33 for the light one. So how does 66A compare, and maybe also 72? Hi Plague Royal, how you doing? So now that we've got all the markers here, let's put them just all up here. Take that eraser step over there. And now I'm going to play around with the colors on this side. So this one is the number 12. That's the 10. And you could see these in front for like the 12 kind of as a light base, and the 10 as a very high highlight. Name is Shreya. Hey Shreya. Wanna try the RX ones too? They are pretty nice. I like them and how they handle. So let's see, this one might already be a bit too bright. Bright? Not light, but bright. I'm from India and a YouTuber too. Hello there from, well, not quite the other side of the world, but close there. I'm in Germany right now. Well, I say right now as though I'm elsewhere all the time, but generally I'm in Germany. Okay, so I think C19 is probably getting booted. It doesn't quite fit in. Kick! So C13 can go for the little darker base. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, the one thing that I'm not sure quite what to think about, for one, they don't really have this whole handle thing that you can clip to something, which for one I'm not mad about, because usually I just break this thing off by playing with the caps too much, and by not making it standing out all that much, they fit nicely into the case that they came with, and you can store them pretty easily and compactly. Did I do anything with you? Are you dead? You're dead. So yeah, for that I like it, but yeah, when they're rolling, they're rolling. Okay, there's not that much difference between the two of you. You're C50 and you're 50A. So, and I think I like C50 a bit better. So 50A is getting the boot too, which is not a problem, because that means less colors to choose from all the time. Okay, C12 is more on the cooler side, more for the darker ones, and you can be a light in the dark. That's good. I don't remember, where are you on the spectrum? Even lighter, okay. Good, yeah, I like the colors we've got for that. Now let's see the blues, if they work well together. Also, they go on so smoothly. there's not much of a value difference between the two, but definitely a hue difference. Okay, the value difference is not that big here either. This one is a bit lighter, we got that at least. And this one is definitely lighter, so we need something that's a bit darker still. We got 80 here. This one. Also. I got my finger dirty somewhere. So maybe let's take the 38. Isn't all that dark when I put it on. Oh, what you can already see, there's a bigger difference now that they're drier. Maybe let's get a 40. So let's wait for them to dry a bit. So, while we wait for the paint to dry, what are your weekend plans, people? Yes, I want to know all the things. Be a slob, probably. I mean, you can plan it, doesn't mean it has to be that way. It never is for me. Got a 3-day weekend, oh, that's nice. It's Memorial Day for you, isn't it? Correct. Ha. Sometimes I remember stuff. Not all the times, but sometimes I do. Want to finish lower decks. Lower decks, yeah. That's a fun one. Prepare for tears. Just saying. Okay, before I go on with this one, yeah, just got another email regarding deleting of an account. Yes. I've been going through my password manager and just contacted a lot of sites that I would like to delete my account from. So, in case this doesn't work out, we got a sketch here, which you can't see very well. We got a sketch here, which you still can't see all that. But I could, in theory, do that digitally at some point. On the other hand, this is a sketchbook for a reason. So let's get started on the background first. And put some blue down here as well. Before we put more of the yellow on top of this. Now, somebody tell me which blue that was. I think that was 80. Are you 80? Yes, you are 80. So the other thing that they have a leg up on in regards to postcards, if I remember correctly, you need to shake postcards the entire time. Like there's a little ball in here that would keep the acrylics sort of fluid. These do not need that. You have no need to shake anything. I mean, you can shake your booty if you want, but it's not necessary. Let's just go over this entirely. I'll wait till it's dry to put yellow on top. Already put my finger in the color. Just saw an episode on the planet with a friendly computer and Boimler was not letting anyone do anything. Then he blew up. Can't really say I remember that episode right about now. I definitely watched it because I watched all of them, but let's just say some were more memorable than others, and I might have just binged too much. So, not all of them stuck very well, which is kind of sad. I guess in other news, I need to rewatch all of them. That's one. Maybe let's go with this one. I think I was 72. I was 72. To put the moon motif in there. So I do have a little scene in that first chapter of the story where Q is sort of watching a play. Well, it is probably more of an interpretive dance of a story from that world, where two sisters find the light again for the world and illuminate it, but the light will only be there during daytime, so they take their circular mirrors and reflect the daylight during the night, and that's how they get the twin moons. And yeah, Q is kind of watching that and watching those sisters ascend during that dance thing, and it's like music is kind of sad. Why is that? Until the person next to her just tells her, well, they left all their family behind. And decided to sacrifice, basically, their entire life to help others. And that, my people, is the foreshadowing for how Q kinda ends up. Binge party when? So you could theoretically binge all of Lower Decks within, I want to say 3 days, because the seasons are pretty short in terms of number of episodes. It was a very entertaining show. And I do want to rewatch it, I just need to get the Blu-rays first. There was a Blu-ray set now that season 5 is fully finished and everything. And yeah, since season 5 is finished, they had a steelbook, like a special edition stuff, with all 5 seasons. And scalpers got to it the very same day it got released, so I don't have it. So I need to get the seasons one by one. And then I want them, of course, to be somewhat in the same style in terms for cover art and everything. And there are a couple of them out there for Lower Decks. Honestly, having been in the space that kind of dunked on it before, because I used to be in a very unhealthy part of YouTube at some point. I'm not there anymore, thank goodness. But yeah, they dunked on that so much, and that still was kind of stuck with me for a while, which is why I kind of refused to watch it for very long. And then I was on my trip of watching all of Star Trek in universe chronologically. And now that got me to watch Lower Decks, and it was amazing. I loved it. Had a good time. And Enterprise. Oh, I can watch Enterprise a lot. Because, you know, it's been a long road getting from there to here, and that is all the singing you will get from me. And hey, I've got the extended edition of that song on my PC. I love that song. I know a lot of people say that was basically the downfall of Enterprise, and I'm like, it was good. Personally, I think that this song specifically, you either hate it or you love it. There are very few people in between. I also got an instrumental version of that, like an orchestrated one. And that one is so amazing to listen to. I may have listened to that a lot while writing. Probably should have laid down the lighter color before, but I didn't think to do something like that before. So, I'm just kind of scooching that in there. Alrighty, cuties. Alright, Jen. Have a nice rest of your day. I hope work is kicking your butt too much, and that you can go into your long weekend soon. Bye! Binged your first ever watch through and never rewatched it. I've watched it 3 times all the way through. I mean, the second time I watched it through, I kind of skipped the Mirror Universe 2-parter, because I didn't like that one. But I did watch it for my in-universe chronological watch-through, and I got confirmation that this is not an episode I like. Like, generally I do not have a problem with the Mirror Universe, and I think specifically in DS9 the progression with the Mirror Universe was done really well. And in the original series, I mean, it was an episode. They just had fun with it, and that's totally fine. But I wasn't a big fan of it in Enterprise. So... By the way, BP, have you started the Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi yet? I'm gonna know what you think. Skip a number of episodes in each series. With TNG, I skipped the episode that's like at the end of season 2. Oh, what was at the end of season 2? Probably wasn't very memorable. I remember the end of season 1 was that kind of parasitic aliens just making their home in Starfleet, high-ranking people and stuff. Or was that season 2? I don't remember. Ella Moraine. I'm sorry, that's probably war flashbacks right there. Move along home. Shades of Grey season 2 ending. I don't remember that one. Not by name, anyway. Clip show, barely an episode. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Then I would probably forget it because there was nothing in that episode. I was probably doing other things while I was watching that, like... Oh, I don't know. Anything, literally. For Voyager, I have a few skips too, but I never skip Threshold. Me neither. I like that episode. Unironically, I like that episode. Like, I find the idea that Tom evolves, and we are seeing a future version of humans there, kind of funny, because, you know, evolution is kind of dependent on your surroundings, your environment and stuff. But it's fun. Surprisingly good body horror, yeah. But to be honest, the thing that freaked me out the most in terms of body horror was that episode with the macroviruses and how they just get this whole thing behind their ears and then the virus flies out. It is giving me goosebumps all the time. So, you are the lightest color, right? Yes. We need this yellow, which is you. Okay, and this is how Kyo got introduced to the Simpsons universe. Janeway is Rambo, yes. Like, it's a good episode, and I really like it for the progression of the Doctor, too. But yeah, it freaked me out. With the idea that there's something behind your ear and something is coming out. Ugh, no. No. We leave that for sci-fi, please. I kind of really enjoyed the episodes where Janeway was allowed to be a massive science nerd. Yeah. Those are good episodes. Getting a bit lighter still. Here. Counterpoint. Oh, that was the one where she was kind of leading that other guy on who was leading her on. In an attempt to help people, yeah. Am I in the right episode? Yeah. Good. Okay, let's do the darker color. I think you're too dark. So let's go with, yes, you. You know, one of my favorite episodes is the Workforce two-parter. And they did something similar in one of the Enterprise episodes where... Did they also erase their memories or did they just kind of force them to work there? I think they just forced the Enterprise crew to work under a dome. In the Enterprise episode, it was more like the world was freezing over and they needed the workforce to get enough energy to heat everything, and they kept a couple of people very much in the dark and exploited them. And they thought they were doing a good thing, keeping everybody alive through the Ice Age and stuff. And then the Enterprise crew revealed, well, you know, there are some people upstairs that are living a very lavish life that you make possible for them. So yeah, it's a very similar principle at the very least, but not quite the same. But what I liked about that episode specifically was just how Tom still cared about B'Elanna, even though he didn't know her anymore. And then at the end, her just being like, here's a kiss, because you cared even though it wasn't yours. Or you didn't know it was yours. That was so adorable. Yeah, as you're saying. And like the idea that he is like, at first, when she is revealing her baby bump, she's like, oh. And then he organizes all these parents-to-be for her to just have somebody to talk to and everything. That is so cute. You know, I like Keiko and Miles, but Tom and B'Elanna, I think they're so much better in terms of how their relationship was also developed and shown. Like with Keiko and Miles, you basically get their marriage in TNG. And then Keiko giving birth to Molly. And Worf being like, yeah, next time I'm going to be very far away. And then you have a bit of Keiko and Miles in the first 2-ish seasons of DS9. But not much more, really. Like, there is a bit of back and forth between them, but not that much at the end of the day. I mean, I do enjoy a relationship that is just simply portrayed. It is there. It is a staple one. And the people in that relationship are committed. They work together and everything. The whole will they, won't they can get tiring sometimes. But I also feel that with Tom and B'Elanna, it was handled quite realistically. Like, technically they're co-workers, even though B'Elanna didn't really sign up for a Starfleet ship. They are co-workers, so I can see them being a bit apprehensive about that. And I mean, they didn't really like each other at first either, so... But they got around to being friends, and then there was more. I mean, there was that chemistry, I think. They didn't have a lot of interaction at first, which is also quite logical and reasonable, given that one is Marquis and the other is former Marquis, kinda helping Starfleet, but not really, really Starfleet. Has to be either Odo and Quark or Sisko and Kira. Odo and Quark are the comedic duo that we all need in our lives. So I also think I need a darker brown still. So I can do the shading part here. And Sisko and Kira, I just like for the respect that they learn to have for each other and the trust they develop for one another. Like when Starfleet leaves DS9 during the Dominion conflict, and Kira is just executing that Cisco program that just has like half the station blowing up. That was beautiful. You could really see kind of the heartbreak there, because even though the station was Cardassian originally, I think Kira has come to appreciate it for what it has become, turned into, rather than what it was before. And that's also putting aside Garing and Vishia, because yeah, you will have so much fun with them in Lower Decks. It is so amazing what they do of those two. I love it. Fans all over loved it. Well, most fans loved it. And the most creepy relationship goes to Ducat and everybody else. Yes. Oh no, Ducat. Ugh. Like the very fact that Ducat is a whole lot older, was in a position of power where Kira was always in kind of more of a defensive position. Ducat had something creepy going on with her mother too. What I gotta say, the episode where they look for the ship that Zial was on. I mean, they're technically looking for that one Bajoran freedom fighter, like Kira is, but they also find Zial. I liked that one. That one was fun for a while, until it wasn't. Although very little will beat Ducat basically sitting down on a cactus. He deserved so much more. You, that one, yes, you are that one. Oh no, I need to wait till this is dry. Ducat was a good villain, like, really well written, easy to hate. And yeah, the actor delivered. He delivered everything. Through all the makeup and stuff, he delivered. So, are you dry or just touch dry? There we go. Just let me put that one strand in there. And then let's also give her some eyebrows. So the one thing I will say with the markers is they do have a pointy tip, but it is a very soft tip. And that makes it difficult to put down very thin lines. Oh yeah. That was so interesting. Like, he was just an officer on that. They were a cargo ship, like a freighter. Yeah. Damar. That was the name. I was stumped on the name. I was like, Kanar. Not quite. Kanar was my OC. Yeah, what kind of monster does that? Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, I felt sorry for him in that moment. But also, he did the same things. So, you're not excused. Yeah, he does drink a lot of Kanar. So, now let's get this. This one? Are you that one? Or are you another color? C17. Yeah, I think you're that color. Yes, sweetie. Little girl. Mighty huntress, see? Yeah. I need to rewatch DS9 again for the millionth time. Don't we all? We always need to rewatch DS9. That is an endlessly rewatchable show. So one thing I probably should have done before I started putting acrylics on this is take out my kneadable eraser and go over the graphite just to pick some of it up, so the layering would be easier later on, but alas, we live and we learn, and we are in a sketchbook. Slowly rewatching Voyager. That's good, yes. We also love Voyager a lot in this household. Oh, there's cat hair. There's cat hair in my acrylics. And cat hair's gone. Yeah, see, I haven't really managed to start and enjoy a new show in a long time. Like, I think the last time I really had a new show that I enjoyed a lot was The Orville. Like, I watched new shows, yes, but I don't know. I watch them, I enjoy them, and then I forget about a lot of them. Only saw the first season of Orville. It gets so much better. Like, the first season feels a bit like a trial and error. And then they really start cooking. The second season was so amazing. It really felt like Trek, but with a bit more humor. And then the third season Oh, that finale. It was amazing. Yeah, I never watched Altered Carbon. It just never really tickled my fancy when I saw stuff there. Okay, no, you're not that color I need. Where's the color that I need? Can I put it elsewhere? Are you the color I need? You're the color I need? Tell me. No, I think you are the color I need. How do you do? So, maybe you just dry a bit differently. Okay, we will take it. Lies on sci-fi. So much modern sci-fi is explosions in space, explosions in cyberpunk world, but no, we do that deep human introspection part. Yeah, that is kind of missing a lot of times. Like, I'm fine with explosions, but sometimes I just want something deeper. I know, it's why, yeah, my hair is in frame. Sorry about that. Need to put that down properly. I need to get a yet darker 154A. I'm going to work out. How are you? Just less saturated. Oh, well, let's wait till it dries. I'll give you an episode where we use a thinly veiled analogy. Can I just say, watch the Orwell? The second season goes so deep sometimes. I really enjoyed that they got A, more of a budget, and B, more freedom to do stuff that isn't just strictly comedy. But there were a couple of episodes that discussed feminism. Then there were a couple that discussed the right to choose how you want to identify. Then, what else was there? Oh yeah, the ship's doctor falling in love with a robot. And that robot actually being a very good partner towards the end. There's some funny episodes like addiction, portrayed in a very funny way, but not necessarily funny in the moment. Like, one character was addicted to porn of very interesting origins, and then kind of infected the entire ship with a porn virus. And then there's the entire thing with with the Crawl, I think they were called. You sold it to me. It's ship infected with a porn virus. Yeah. I think I will sell it. Like they have this opposing force, an enemy that they are barely rivaling the Union, and they know very little about them. And 2 of the Orville crew are sent to one of the ships undercover, and then they find out that they pray to their god Avis. And that one character is just like, who's the other god here? Hertz? Hi, Arno. Want some mommy time? Yes. Okay. I hear you. You can have mommy time. Oh, that is not mommy time, that is getting into mommy's drawer time. Okay. Okay, he didn't want mommy time after all. C17 might be a little bit too dark. Do I still have the 12 guarantee somewhere? Yes, over there. They also have a really nice time travel episode towards, yeah, that was the finale to the 2nd season. Hi, Arno. Wanna sniff them? Yeah. They do not smell like food, do they? So yeah, personally, I can definitely recommend the Orville. So, and then I've got a very, very light blue. So put that in here. And we'll do a bit better definition afterwards with fine liners. So now let's see, now that was the 40. Yeah. And that is something that we can do. Now, first we need to get these characters in, and it's probably best to start on the left-hand side. Let's see, probably best to start with this color. Where is 66A? Where's this 66A? And if so, who are you? 39, you could be 39. Okay, I'm gonna go on a very, very quick break. Then I need a bathroom break. We'll be right back. I got another 10 hours in me? I'm not so sure. Maybe one more hour. Okay, bathroom break. Alright, I'm back. Both kitties are very disappointed right now because I did not give them snacks. So, Also, I thought about how about we put some cloud stuff here. I mean, I'm not sure how cloud stuff behind moons is really all that effective. But we might just, put some in front. Now the question is, will anybody recognize that as moons back there? But if they don't, well, that is it then. No moons. Alright, so this is the less saturated one. Let's take this one. Although I gotta say, it's coming along, slowly but steady. Yeah, at most I think I have these 2 in me today, and then maybe I'll just finish these 3 on my own time. Let's go. My little zombie fox, never on. Honestly, I did make that one short this week, talking a bit more about Navan, while having a bit of art playing in the background as like B-roll. And the short wasn't doing all that well at first. Like, it was kind of stuck at 100 views for a while. And then this morning I opened it up again, and suddenly it was at like 700 or so views, and well, kind of sat there till I looked next, and then it was at 1,000, and I'm like, huh, that took a while, but that's fine, I'm okay. I was pretty close to thinking that maybe YouTube didn't like my shorts anymore. Maybe the other ones blowing up before that were just a fluke. I mean, it happens. But I couldn't really pinpoint what it was. But then it did well after all. So I guess it really is just the luck of the draw, basically. One more meeting? Oh, you can do it, BP. Out meeting all the meetings. Oh, was it you? Are you the one I need? Yes, you are the one I need. It still has a very fuzzy side here. Alright, and then we'll get a very warm yellow. Are you a very warm yellow? Are you a very warm yellow? Oh, I can enunciate words, I swear. Get some gluey eyes with the yellow. Just some accents there. Also, since we are kind of in the foreground right now, let's put a couple more of these in here. Also, I've been catching up on Doctor Who lately. And while a lot of the episode scripts are not very subtle in terms of what they want to represent, the episodes are a lot of fun. I'm having a blast watching Nkuti be the Doctor. Again, they're not subtle about a lot of things, but fun anyway. And I'm happy that the actor got good scripts as well, because Peter Capaldi was kind of shortchanged in that regard. He was a great Doctor, but he didn't get very good episodes. So I think I just ripped the paper a bit. Whoops. I think we can do a little bit as well. Just have a bit of a counterpoint in the dark here with another hue. Similar value but different hue, just to have that kind of play off each other a bit. And also close that one up. There's another one here. And it's closing. Oh, I think I used the wrong one. Whoops. That's fine. It's acrylics. We can layer them. Okay, I can barely wait to put inks on this once it's done, sort of. Because I think that will really make everything come together really nicely. Ooh, I'm very excited. You know, the last time when I was really excited about something, I mean, it was this week. When I did the Kasim and Navan piece, because I really had a lot of fun with the lighting. They were adding blues. That was really fun. Alright, let's get on to him back there. I also want to close this up. Probably should have done that with a darker color, but that's fine, we can still do that. that was just an idea I had, putting in some of the blue as well. Just to counter the yellow a bit. And that way inform the shading. Okay, yeah, we can do this. No, let's get on to him. I hope I did not put my hand anywhere I should not have. And then smear color all the way there where I don't want it to be. So then, yeah, okay. See, the thing is, I do not trust the colors on the barrels and caps. That is a hard-learned lesson from the Ohuhus, because for them the colors on the caps and ends of barrels do not fit the color inside the marker at all. Which, you know, it's the Ohuhus are very cheap markers, alcohol markers. That's fine. I rather have it this way than pay an arm and a leg for Copics the entire time. However, it can get a bit annoying if you can't get the color you want. I need to layer something lighter in here first. Yeah, that's one, yes. Okay, so let's get all of his face and neck. He is no blue. Dabbity dabbadoo. Okay, hi Arna. Are you here to say hello to stream? I think that box might be a little small for you. I'm not saying that you're fat, just that you are a big boy. Like a large, giant boy. Okay. He did not want to be in the box. Never wanted to be in the box. Okay, this dry is a bit lighter than I would like it to. But I think that is in part just the problem of the layering, that the color below shines through a bit more. Well, not shine, just coming through. Okay. How am I going to tackle you now? There's colors, so we need this one, I think, yeah. And there's a hair up here, okay. No, there isn't a hair anymore. let's just wait until it is dry, so I don't mix too much here. Okay, so the little far eye is now rather squinted. Okay, this seems to be right down enough. There we go. How it works. So I got a bit into the zone. Sorry about that. I promise I'm sometimes better about talking while doing the art. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I got my thingy in the wet paint. That's fine though, we could salvage that. Oh wait, we can just... do this and wait again for it to dry. Oh, also I leveled up in my little game here. That is giving us all the music. I just purchased some stuff here. It's not stuff I need, but stuff I want. And it is in-game currency, so who cares? Okay. And yeah, this could still be a little bit drier. You know what? Can also, and I think that was too much in the yellow. What I need is 13. Yeah, 13. 13 is good. And just give this thing a bit more shading. I'll probably need one to go like over here, over her arm. Later on. No, you're blue, you go with that. Oh no, you're yellow, you go with that. Oh boy. I know colors, I swear. I know them by name. We are friends. Sometimes. Sometimes not. So now that I've put color everywhere, let's see what I can do stuff over here again without touching everything down here. neutral it to be that color. No, you're not the color I need either. Are you the color I need? You are indeed the color I need. Now we wait once more for everything to dry. We can this one back here a little bit more definition. Yeah, I need to clean that one up a little bit. Thing. Get in here. Do the thing. There we go. We've got a bit of the cloud definition. How are you doing? Oh, no, there's still a couple of wet spots. So let's wait for those. I wonder too if maybe I could go in with a white a little bit. Like it is not 100% opaque on darker colors. And I also just want to do some spotlights. Let's also do some on Nevon. Yes, I think I like this. I like this a lot. like the idea of that rim light. I like that idea a lot. I think we can get away with doing it on the side entirely. Yep, she pop in now. Okay, let's get back to them gloats. Sorry about that. I don't think I want to do a whole lot of this lighter blue here, just to keep it more as a rim lining on top of the clouds. And then with a darker blue on top. That's a better contrast. Sweeties, what are you doing outside? Ah, your sister started it. I'm not so sure sometimes, Arno. Yeah, let's just do rim light. I don't know. Let's wait till this is dry, and then we can try to salvage those moons, or well, at least the one moon at the moment, a little bit. So what I wanted to do still. There we go. Honestly, I like how this is coming along. I did have a bit of a doubt when I just laid down her skin color here and she looked like a Simpsons character. Doesn't look all that yellow for you. You got more of a orange tint. From what I can see at the camera anyway. Alright, yeah, I got distracted a bit, but we need to wait for everything to be dry anyway. I already take the darkest, yeah. Alright, I took the darkest blue I have. Yeah, you are the 40. Technically, we do have an even darker one. We should not have closed this, so we can blend this a little bit. Let's see how well that blends. And also maybe let's take this one down here a little bit. Okay, yeah, this color looks very blue for you, but I can still see it on the camera that the cap is more of a purplish blue. The purple is more vibrant on the cap. And I think it does give this whole thing a purplish hue, which is not the worst given that it contrasts nicely with both yellow and orange. So I'm gonna just angle this a bit so I don't get the glare as much. Okay, and we need to blend these out a little bit. And then we can get onto this moon, and that will be the last thing we'll be doing today. That should be a little bit better. And then now we'll just take this one on for now. The problem probably is that I do not really know what I want this moon to look like just now. So we'll just give it a bit of a shine here. A bit of a halo. And then we can have the other moon do that as well. I'll just layer another one of the light one on top. And I don't know, here, I need to get. So now I'm a little bit torn as to whether I should put some spot whites up there, or if that might distract from down here. Let's not do one there right now, but if I need it, I can still put it in later once we've got all of this side finished as well. But yeah, I think then that was it for today. Gonna do this a little bit more of this in here, just to have Q probably popping from the background here. Alright, this is it. This is how far we will be getting today. This is what it looks like so far. Still a bit wet up top and to the side. But yeah, still have Aira, Kazim and Wallace to do, but they're a bit smaller, so they should be as fast as these two. Thereabouts anyway. So, let's say, what am I gonna do with these markers? On the one hand, I want to sort them back into the stand, because that is how they do not dry out, but actually stay juicy on the tip. But, kind of want to have these left out, so I know which ones I need for over here. I'll figure that out off stream, I think, or perhaps I already have the solution. I'm just going to take this box. Come on, you can stay upright. I know you can. I believe in you. Okay. Probably need to get something to hold these together. But okay, yeah, let's just put this at an angle. All right. So we're getting more stuff done in the sketchbook. That's nice. I like how it's buffing up on this side, and we still have quite a bit to go over here. But yeah, I love these markers. I wish to some extent that I had finer tipped ones as well. However, I do not need them necessarily. My wallet and my bank account would be very sad if I got them. Alright, so let me put you all onto ending so anybody coming in knows that we are about to end this. Hence why it is called ending. So yeah, thank you for keeping me company today. Always doing some stuff in the sketchbook. We got a lot done, and I do plan on having at least one more stream next week. I do have a couple of days off, so maybe there will be a second stream as well, but I need to just see how I feel on Tuesday and then plan for the rest of the week. And until then, I'll see you and have a nice rest of your day and have a nice weekend. See you around. Bye bye.